Let's get it.
And we begin tonight with an Airbnb nightmare. A family from Arkansas was vacationing in Scottsdale when they made a disturbing discovery. A hidden camera disguised as a smoke detector was right above their bed. Good evening and thanks so much. 12 News at 10. I'm Kariba Devine. Mark Curtis has the night off. This is all according to a recently filed lawsuit. 12 News journalist Bianca Bono is joining me live in studio tonight. And Bianca, the details of this story just kind of make your skin crawl.
They really do. I'm told after this family spent their first night in the house, they woke up the next morning and noticed that the smoke detector was in an unusual place. And upon closer inspection, they say they realized it was a camera with years worth of footage. This large Scottsdale home in the Paradise Heights neighborhood near Shea Boulevard.
Scottsdale's really nice.
14th
I've been to
Street is
Scottsdale.
now at the center of a federal lawsuit.
It's a very upsetting thing.
Joseph Brown is an attorney representing the victims who rented
Is it
this
echoing,
home
bro?
when it was an Airbnb in March of last year. They were
You hear
vacationing in the valley
Nah,
from
nah,
Arkansas,
but
prepared to spend
sometimes I be having my
$2,700
screen loud in
for
and it
their
pick that
5-night
shit up.
stay. But their vacation took a
But I
twisted
can't hear it
turn
on my
after
end
the
if you want
first
to do
night.
it.
Go on
Look,
vacation as a
bro.
family, and we're gonna have a great
This
time.
guy's a real perv. This is some perv shit.
A
Watch
newly
this shit,
filed
though.
lawsuit against the property owner and Airbnb says the family's 2 kids went to bed and the couple went into the primary bedroom, sharing some intimate moments. The next morning, they noticed a smoke detector directly above their bed. It seemed unusual, so they took a closer look,
Good looking, big
realizing
bro.
it was actually a hidden camera. Inside the camera, a memory card with footage of several people dating back to 2020.
I think their biggest concern was that,
2020.
what was recorded. Were their kids filmed? Is there stuff in the kids' room that they couldn't find?
They called
Top of it,
Scottsdale police
crooked.
and Airbnb
What's up, Crud?
to pack their bags and left. 12 News attempted to speak with residents at the home on Friday. Nobody answered the door, but a few minutes later, we've been trying to reach the owners. A man and woman came outside, and when we started asking questions, they said no comment.
How many people have stayed in this home and not realized that that camera was there?
In a statement, Airbnb saying hidden cameras have always been and will always be banned on Airbnb, and issues are exceptionally rare. We supported the guest and suspended the host from the platform last year, and we stand ready to assist law enforcement with any investigation into this allegation.
You've gotten more reaction from Airbnb than we have. We couldn't even get a return phone call.
Scottsdale police say their investigation remains open and active.
Very perverse reasons that someone put a camera over the top of the master suite bedroom. And I think that that's really, really shocking to me that Scottsdale PD really didn't dive into this much further.
And according to Scottsdale records, the owner of that home was cited for failing to have a required vacation rental license and for failing to respond to an emergency at their rental property. Again, the police investigation remains open and they are searching for additional victims. We're live in studio tonight. Bianca Bono, 12 News.
All right, Bianca, thank
Dirty
you.
work, huh, bro?
That is nasty work, bro. And you know what's crazy? It's like they're probably on some websites already. You know what I mean?
Bro.
They're on some kind of website getting busy. And listen, man, you know what I mean? I've rented some Airbnbs, me and my lady. At one point or another, you gotta christen it. You know what I mean?
Oh man, if it's just y'all two, I know if it's
You dig?
it's
They put it in the master bedroom, and then even
Every
worse, like the
room.
guy said, what if they're putting things in the kids' room? It's some weirdo shit. It's not just some extra weirdo shit. It's some double weirdo shit.
Crooked said that's in my area. I might have a case. So look, in 2019, I think we did our first Arizona draft, and it looked it looked just like that house. Oh my mama, I got the footage of the front of the house, and all. It looked just like that motherfucker.
Yeah, I've been all through Arizona. I've been to Phoenix, Maricopa, Tucson. I've been to Scottsdale, and Scottsdale is balling,
bro.
Scottsdale is balling.
You been to Tucson before?
Yeah.
So I got an older cousin that used to live out there. Her husband was a fucking a professor at
Arizona. Bogey be in the trenches.
My mama, man,
allegedly at one point or another.
Facts.
Tucson goes down.
West Side Disc, top of the morning, big bro. He said Peacock needs a On My Mama shirt. Come on now.
Yeah.
Facts.
You ain't lying. And you know what's crazy? This has been said on numerous occasions.
100% to his facts.
I think your Simpsons character, is he saying it?
On
the t-shirt? We got you because we do got a GuchinniJD a Simmons t-shirt. If it doesn't say it, we got to go back and remix it. Oh my mama!
Come on now.
With a track 7 in his hand.
Lee set up with a track 7. Oh my!
At Mo's Tavern, like Bo's Tavern. I'm in the background. It's me, but I'm Mo. But it's Bo.
Slide me the beer. Oh my mom.
There it is.
Lee said, my sister lives in Scottsdale on one of the most beautiful places in Arizona. 100%.
He said that. He said that.
Yeah. Yep. And then Crook said, I'm from Tucson. We call it Two Stone AZ.
Oh, see? Okay, he's from the hood, man.
Come on now. Oh, everything.
Shout out to Chris. Yeah, I've been through Tucson. That was many moons ago, like 2005, maybe 2006.
That's crazy.
Definitely 2006.
On everything. But we got 5 years worth of footage because this just took place not too long ago. And then that was the only room that they found it in. Ain't no telling if they had other rooms.
And what it's like, I wonder what kind of camera it is like a motion camera. So it just starts filming immediately to this and then docking it into the memory card thing. You know what I mean? Like they said, even in this thing, they said they put the kids to sleep and then they got intimate. Like, how horrifying is that? You ever seen that Cameron Diaz movie?
Which one?
It's called Sex Tape. So they, her and her husband, they got a son. He's like a teenager, you know what I mean? Like, and then, you know, the teenager got a friend and they're friends with the parents and they all kick it. And then one day, Cameron Diaz and the man, they decide to spice it up and they do a little sex tape. Then he uploads it to the cloud, but he does it incorrectly, where he doesn't share it to the private one, he shares it to like their little group thing on the cloud, the little whatever woo-wop, right? So then the whole movie is trying to retrieve like iPads and get into servers. Then the kid's friend, he blackmails him. He goes, I found that video. He's like, you know what I mean? And he's like, I want a new Xbox. Like he starts giving him a list of shit. And they're like, we're not gonna let this kid hold us up for ransom. And then the kid's like, all right, boom, uploads it to like I forget what they called it in the movie. It was like a Pornhub. You know what I mean? And then so they show up to the fucking in LA to the goddamn warehouse or whatever buildings where they have the servers at. So they break into the shit, and then it's Jack Black.
Oh, it's a comedy.
It's a comedy. Then it's Jack Black. He owns the shit, right? He's like, who sent you? They're breaking into like his little, you know what I mean? Who sent you? Was it RedTube? Was it YouTube? Was it that he starts listing off like a bazillion porn sites?
Yeah.
And then I start thinking like, damn, you get a sex tape out there, you're fucked.
100%.
Like you have to like be like, oh yeah, I'd put it up there, and then you're okay with it. But if you don't want that up there and it's up there, that's probably the most naked feeling ever, pun intended.
Hey, people get famous off them type of tapes, though.
You ain't lying. I might gotta leak some tapes out there.
But in this case right here, though, in this story we just seen right here, why we ain't heard nothing about the owner in jail or nothing like that? Because this motherfucker has been willingly recording people under them not knowing, you know what I mean? If people is in there in the master bedroom and you written this motherfucker out, you know what's going on in the master bedroom, bruh. 100%.
Yeah, like, okay, obviously the way it'll work probably is you got to go through all through the evidence first to compile enough to charge bruh, right? And like, you know, bruh could probably make a phony defense and say like, oh, well, how do you know that camera is, you know, how this camera couldn't be my client's, and then they'll have to go through every single person that rented that Airbnb.
That ain't hard.
Checks and
that
like
ain't
just
hard.
The whole thing until they find, unless he just goes and cops out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that ain't hard for the investigating people to do it.
It ain't gonna be, and 9 times out of 10, they're gonna go through all that first before they even get to him. You know what I mean?
And they said they got 5 years worth of footage. It goes back to 2020. So when the people found it, they turned that shit into the police. The police is saying the story that the police really ain't acted on them getting the SD card with all the footage. Oh my mama.
You know what's crazy too is that's the oldest trick in the book back in the days when it came to politicians. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how allegedly the JFK thing, you know, and the brothers, you know, they had Marilyn Monroe going in there fucking on all of them. And they had it on video.
Is that
like,
right?
Boom, got your ass. Yeah, real shit.
I didn't know.
Start peeling back the layers, JD.
Hey, they had to.
It's actually, it's a rabbit hole you don't want to go down.
Hey, how can you not know that the 12-inch reel is going and you can hear?
And back then they had the old school cameras, man.
What the fuck? How you gonna?
Back then they had bruh in there just wheeling it.
Right, like what the fuck?
Don't mind me. Do
Right.
your thing.
They had to have the whole Frank Sinatra just slapping in order not to hear that
Real
shit.
time. They actually had Frank in there singing.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Quincy Jones, he got the whole band. Quincy just
Oh my goodness.
busy, just so you couldn't hear that camera.
So this shit has been going on since the Rat Pack record shit.
And you don't want to see how far this thing goes up, man.
Yeah. This shit ain't cool, bruh. In the Airbnb though, and you see, like me, when I travel, especially domestically, even when we do our drafts, man, we at the Airbnb. You know what I mean? I'd rather be at the Airbnb than be at the regular hotel or something, because you know the medicine. You know what I mean? And plus, you get to move freely, 100%. You know what I mean? So I prefer
the Airbnb we got for this year's Vegas draft is the same one we got last year because the people was mad cool. They was with everything we was gonna do. They knew we was gonna have a fantasy draft and we're gonna have like 20 people in there.
Yeah.
And that was like, and I was like, there you go, Diamond Joe, because usually we're lying about shit like that.
No,
I ran it by him and said, hey, look, we got like 8 people staying here. That's the max or whatever. But we're gonna have like 20 people here for a draft. Yeah, that's cool.
Right. And see, like when you book your Airbnb, that bitch say it sleeps 16. So they already know what time it is when you booking something that sleep that many people. Now, as long as you said you keep it 100 with them when you booking that motherfucking, then another key thing is like, right, when we get the draft house or whatever, you know what I mean, man, we clean that motherfucker up, you know what I mean, when it's time to go. And as we go along, as we there, we don't be trashing that motherfucker, you know what I mean, 100%.
I always recommend to do a walkthrough with a camera, film everything how it looks beforehand, so you have a frame of reference too, just in case things get moved around or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, because sometimes we're gonna have a draft. Like, all right, we might gotta change the feng shui. You know what I mean? Move some of these couches over here and move. You know what I mean?
Right. Them is facts though. It is fucked up that you got sick motherfuckers that's record motherfuckers unwillingly or unknowingly. You know what I mean? And
there was an extra weirdo case about this like 10 years ago. It was in a Starbucks bathroom, and them Starbucks bathrooms, you got to go get the key or the code for it,
right?
Because it's a one-person unisex bathroom, right? So it just had a thing facing right on the toilet. So it's just this weirdo was just getting hella fools on the toilet, man.
It's a story saved on the playlist for us to talk about an officer in Vegas where he had the recorder in his private bathroom for his wife and his stepdaughter or some shit like that.
Fucking weirdo.
Yeah, that officer, he been in the news for like the last year, getting arrested, doing weird shit on the job, all types of shit.
Officer Weirdo.
I'm gonna put a montage to get Officer Weirdo. There it is. There. Everything. I'm gonna put a montage together of all of his clips.
Yeah. Let's do an Officer Weirdo series.
Yeah, we're gonna 100%. We're gonna get him.
There's a bunch of them. We got one on tonight. It's for Slim's joint too. Everybody, be sure to go sub up to the Fans Perspective
100%
on YouTube.
Man.
It's the channel's called Boogie Vision, but you'll find it immediately if you look up From a Fan's Perspective.
Oh my mama, I got it at the bottom of the screen for the people. You got anything going out on this one, brother?
Weirdos deserve to get everything they got coming.
Yeah, 100%.
They do all kind of weirdo shit to weirdos behind the walls too. Karma's a bitch.
Yeah, definitely. And like how you said at the beginning when you was cooking him up, is that what if this shit gets out to the people or has already got out into
That's
people?
what I'm saying.
You know what I mean, like, come on now, man.
Because that's a charge, right? That's soliciting or that's unsolicited pornographic material now. You know what I mean? Like, and if he's uploading it to sites or whatever, or they or him, her, whatever, I don't know why I was just listing off hella pronouns. Anyways, whoever the culprit is, they're gonna get theirs. You know what I mean?
100%, bro. On my mama.
And let this be a lesson. When you guys get Airbnbs, do that sweep like the mobsters do.
Oh yeah,
You got to sweep to make sure the whole thing ain't bugged.
Yeah, they got little things where you can point out hidden cameras. My mama said, like that'll reflect off that camera on everything. I have seen that.
Oh, word. Okay, and then